The passengers bustled onto the plane, buzzing with excitement and anticipation for the journey ahead. They found their seats and settled in for the trip. Some read books, others chatted with neighbors, while a few gazed around, taking in the lively atmosphere. Children pressed their faces to the windows, eager for takeoff and the adventure that awaited them. The flight attendants, all smiles and full of energy, demonstrated safety procedures with practiced gestures. The plane taxied down the runway, engines humming, then soared gracefully into the bright blue sky above. A collective sigh of relief and anticipation filled the cabin as the ground fell away beneath them. This was the start of an adventure, a trip to someplace new and unknown for everyone on board. Little did they know, their destination was about to become a thrilling and unforgettable mystery. As the flight progressed, a series of strange and inexplicable things began to happen, catching everyone off guard. At first, it was just a feeling, a subtle shift in the air, a sense that something was different, though no one could quite put their finger on it. The sky outside, once a cheerful blue, gradually transformed into unsettling hues of green and purple, swirling together in patterns no one had ever seen before. It was as if the world outside the window had been replaced by something out of a dream, or perhaps a nightmare. Confused murmurs rippled through the cabin as passengers exchanged puzzled, anxious looks. Some whispered to their neighbors, trying to make sense of what was happening, while others simply stared out the window in disbelief. The once comforting drone of the engines took on an odd, fluctuating tone, rising and falling unpredictably. Every so often, a strange vibration would rattle the seats, making hearts race and hands grip armrests a little tighter. The flight attendants, their previous cheer replaced by a robotic stiffness, moved down the aisle with forced smiles, serving meals that seemed off. Their voices sounded distant, almost mechanical, as if they were reciting lines from a script they barely remembered. The food was bland, almost tasteless, and the drinks had a strange, shimmery quality that caught the light in unsettling ways. Some passengers poked at their meals, unsure if they should even take a bite. A growing sense of unease settled over the passengers, thickening the air with tension. Every small sound seemed amplified, every glance loaded with silent questions. Something was definitely not right, and as the minutes ticked by, the feeling only grew stronger, leaving everyone on board with a sky full of questions and no answers in sight. The strange occurrences continued, escalating the passengers' worry. Watches stopped ticking at random times. Compasses spun wildly, their needles unable to find north. The in-flight entertainment system flickered, showing distorted images that made no sense. Whispers of concern turned into hushed conversations. Passengers compared notes, sharing their observations and growing anxieties. What was happening? Where were they being taken? The Enigma flight was becoming more and more unsettling with each passing moment. Determined to get to the bottom of the strange events unfolding mid-flight, a group of passengers decided to join forces. Each of them brought their own unique perspective and skills, realizing that teamwork was their best chance at uncovering the truth. The tension in the cabin was palpable, but their resolve was even stronger. Among them was Amelia, a bright young girl with a boundless thirst for adventure. Her curiosity was matched only by her courage, and she was eager to explore every possibility, no matter how unlikely it seemed. Amelia's sharp eyes noticed details others might miss, making her an invaluable part of the team. There was also Mr. Thompson, a seasoned traveler with a sharp eye for detail and a calm demeanor. Years of experience had taught him to stay observant and level-headed, even in the most unusual situations. He quietly took note of every odd occurrence, piecing together subtle clues. And then there was Miss Gonzalez, a quick-witted engineer who knew how to solve problems under pressure. Her technical expertise and logical thinking made her the go-to person for anything mechanical or mysterious. She was determined to get to the bottom of the Enigma, no matter what it took. Together, they began by carefully examining the plane, searching every corner for clues that might explain the bizarre events. They checked overhead compartments, peered under seats, and scrutinized every detail of the cabin, hoping to find something that would point them in the right direction. They also paid close attention to the flight attendant's behavior, watching for any sign that might reveal what was really going on. Every gesture, every whispered conversation, and every nervous glance was carefully observed and discussed among the group. As they gathered more information, the passengers pieced together the strange events, laying out their findings and theories. They debated possible explanations, hoping to find a pattern or a clue that would finally make sense of the chaos around them. Their investigation became a race against time, a desperate quest to solve the mystery of Enigma flight before it was too late. With every passing moment, the stakes grew higher, and the group knew that only by working together could they hope to uncover the truth and save everyone on board. Finally, after what felt like an eternity suspended in uncertainty, the truth was revealed to everyone on board. The tension that had gripped the passengers began to dissolve as a new understanding dawned. It was as if a veil had been lifted, and suddenly, everything made sense in a way it never had before. The plane wasn't flying to any real physical place you could find on a map. Its destination was not a city or a country, but something far more extraordinary and elusive. This was a vessel powered entirely by imagination, soaring through the limitless realms of creativity and wonder. Every twist and turn, every unexpected sight was a product of the collective dreams and ideas of those aboard. The odd colors, the strange events, the playful impossibilities, they were all essential parts of this remarkable journey. What once seemed frightening or confusing was now revealed as a celebration of creativity itself. With a collective gasp of relief and a wave of excitement, the passengers embraced the truth together. They realized they were not lost, but exactly where they needed to be, on an adventure fueled by their own imaginations. In that moment, they understood that fear had blinded them to the wonder and magic of the experience. By letting go, they could finally see the beauty and possibility all around them. The Enigma flight was never a threat, but rather an invitation, a call to open their minds, to let go of limitations, and to embrace the impossible with open hearts. And so the journey continued, transformed from a mystery into a joyous celebration of the boundless power of imagination. A reminder that sometimes the greatest adventures are the ones we create within our own minds.